What if your rabbit doesn't see you as human, but as something entirely different? Something that could be confusing your bond or even pushing them away. Rabbits don't recognize species, they recognize roles, and every movement, every sound you make tells them what you are in their world. In this video, we'll decode the hidden identity your rabbit has assigned you and reveal one final sign that proves they've truly claimed you as their own. Point 1. You're a giant, predictable herd member. Ever notice how your rabbit watches you from across the room, but only moves when you move first? That's not fear, that's instinct. In the wild, rabbits are prey animals living in tight herds, and survival depends on one key behavior: pattern recognition. They don't memorize faces, they memorize movements and rhythms. To your rabbit, you're not some towering person. You're a massive, two-legged herd member whose safety depends on being predictable. Your footsteps, your voice tone, even how you enter a room, all of it becomes part of the herd pattern they scan every second. If something's off, their body reacts before their brain does. Here's the twist. This means your rabbit doesn't trust you because they know you. They trust you because they can predict you. And there's one moment, one specific shift in your routine that can either deepen that trust or shatter it instantly. We'll get to that a bit later. But for now, just know, when your rabbit lounges near you or eats while you're in the room, it's not because they recognize your face. It's because your pattern tells them, this giant is safe. Point 2. You're a food bringer god. But only if you pass this one test to a rabbit. Food doesn't automatically mean love, it means power, and your role as the provider isn't fully locked in until you pass one weird little test. See, rabbits don't beg like dogs or purr like cats. Their version of thank you is silence, comfort. But before they decide you're worthy of that trust, they do something subtle. They watch how you give. Did you throw the food down fast and loud? Did you wait until they were ready? Did you hover? Did you hand feed? These details matter more than the food itself. Because here's the truth. To a rabbit, how you give food tells them everything about who you are. A predator throws, a rival crowds, but a trusted herd mate, they offer gently and walk away. Studies in rabbit behavior even show that calm, low-contact feeding routines reduce anxiety responses over time, meaning your rabbit isn't just learning to like you, they're reprogramming how their nervous system sees you. And hey, before we move to the next one, make sure to hit like and subscribe so we can get this video to more people who love their rabbits as much as you do. Point 3. You're a potential mate, emotionally, not physically. Have you ever caught your rabbit circling your feet, rubbing their chin on you, or flopping beside you like they're exhausted from loving too hard? It's not random. It's not just affection. It's emotional imprinting, and it means your rabbit might see you as something much deeper than just a caretaker. In rabbit society, those behaviors are reserved for bonded mates, not in a romantic or physical way, but in the sense of deep, chosen loyalty. Circling? That's a courtship ritual. Chinning? That's claiming you as their own. Flopping? That's trust, total exposed vulnerability. And the wild part? You didn't train this. You didn't earn it with snacks. You became it by showing up the same way with the same energy over and over again. But here's what most owners miss. Not every rabbit does this. These signs only surface when they've made a silent, emotional decision. You're mine. And later in this video, we'll break down one final rare behavior that proves this bond beyond all doubt. If your rabbit's done it with you, it means you've crossed a line very few ever reach. Point 4. You're a threat. Until you prove one thing. It doesn't matter how long you've had your rabbit. To them, you are still a possible threat, unless you prove one critical thing, that you can control your energy. Rabbits don't judge your intentions, they judge your presence, and every sudden movement, every loud noise, every time you walk past without warning, it registers as danger. Even if they trust you 90% of the time, it only takes one unpredictable moment to knock that number back to zero. That's why the rabbits who seem most affectionate are often bonded to people who move deliberately, slowly, with softness in their body language. Because in rabbit language, slowness is equal to safety, and consistency is equal to survival. You can talk sweetly all day, but if you reach too fast or tower suddenly over their body, it activates something ancient, their freeze or flee reflex. They're not mad, They're just wired that way. Want to test it? Next time you approach your rabbit, exhale first, lower your body, move with flow. You might notice they don't flinch. They might even stay completely still, because in that moment you pass the test. It's not about how long you've had them. It's about how you enter their space. Point 5. You're their comfort object, like a security blanket. You know how some rabbits loaf right next to you, or gently lean against your side without making a sound? That's not just hanging out. That's a survival mechanism, one that means you've become their safe zone. In the wild, rabbits only rest where they feel completely secure. So when yours chooses to sprawl out near you, lean into you, or even touch you with just a paw, it's their version of wrapping up in a warm blanket. But here's the catch. Comfort isn't just something they get from you. It's something they start to depend on. Your presence, your smell, your energy, your routine becomes part of their internal nervous system map. And just like a toddler clinging to a favorite toy, your rabbit can start anchoring their emotional balance to you. That means when you're gone for too long or suddenly change your behavior, it can quietly shake them more than you realize. So next time your rabbit loafs up beside you, take a moment. Stay still. Let them absorb the calm, because in their mind, you're not just a person, you're home. Point 6. You're a groomer, even if you never touch them. Ever notice how your rabbit lowers their head near you, like they're waiting for something? That's not random submission. That's a request. Groom me. In rabbit society, grooming is a social contract. It's how they express trust, affection, and most importantly, hierarchy. The one who gets groomed first? That's the dominant one. So if your rabbit nudges their head under your hand, they're not just asking for pets. They're watching what you do next to decide whether you're above them or below. Here's where it gets interesting. Even if you've never physically groomed them like another rabbit would, they're constantly interpreting your actions as grooming behavior. When you stroke them gently and leave it at that, you're seen as considerate, maybe even respectful. But if you overdo it, or worse, invade their space when they don't ask, you might flip the social script. In their mind, you've broken protocol. The sweet spot? Let them initiate. Then respond gently and leave them wanting more. In their world, that's not just affection, that's respect. And once they feel respected, they'll start doing something even more personal in return. Which brings us closer to the rarest sign of all, the one we'll reveal near the end. Point 7. You're their translator to a dangerous world. Have you ever noticed your rabbit thumping, staring into space, or suddenly freezing for no clear reason? What if they're not reacting to the environment, but to you? In a rabbit's world, survival depends on interpreting signals fast. But once they live with humans, something unexpected happens. They start using your reactions to decide how scared they should be. You become their translator, a living guide to a world they don't fully understand. If you're calm after a loud noise, they'll often stay still and recover faster. If you move fast, raise your voice, or slam something down, their system floods with adrenaline, even if there's no real threat. That's why some rabbits seem to overreact. They're not just reacting to sound or movement. They're reading your emotional temperature and calibrating their own fear accordingly. Over time, this turns into something powerful. They begin to trust your body language more than their own instincts. But that trust is fragile. If they learn that your reactions are inconsistent or that you ignore their fear cues, they'll shut down that channel completely. So the next time they freeze, flinch, or thump, don't rush in. Let them see your calm. Let them absorb it. Because to them, you're not just their protector. You're the emotional filter between chaos and safety. Point 8, you're the bond mate, or you're no one. So how do you really know if your rabbit has chosen you? Not just tolerates you, not just likes being fed, but truly deeply sees you as their one bonded partner. There's a behavior so subtle, most owners miss it. But when it happens, it's like being accepted into their inner world. It's this: your rabbit grooms you, not because you have food on your hands, not out of curiosity, but because they've decided you belong to them. It might be a lick on your arm, a gentle nibble on your clothes, even a soft nudge followed by a quick tongue tap. And when that happens, when they initiate grooming, they're flipping the script. In rabbit language, grooming isn't just affection, It's equality. It's how bonded mates maintain their connection and show that no one is above or below the other, just together. Most rabbits never do this with humans. Some live their entire lives with someone and never cross that threshold. So if yours does, you're not just a provider. You're not just a safe place. You're it, the one they chose, silently, completely,